with events growth beginning in 2019. This second phase would be in effect 21 out of the 78 days. Phase 2 is 5,240 acres, making the total closure area 14,820 acres. The second map on the bottom left is for alternative B, the reduction in population to 50,000 participants. The pink area surrounding the closure order the pink area surrounding the event area is the closure order and totals 14,140 acres. This would be in effect a total of 42 days. The third map on the top right is of alternative C, or the alternative location. This alternative moves the event site north. The pink color surrounding the event site is the closure order that would be in place for 78 days, the same as the proposed action. This alternative closure order area is 18,940 acres. The last map on this page is of alternative D, the 80,000 population alternative, the same as 2018. The light pink surrounding the event site is phase 1 of the closure order area and would be in effect for 64 days. The phase 1 area totals 9,560 acres. The orange is phase 2 of the closure order area and will last 19 out of the 64 days. Phase 2 expands the closure order area by an additional 4,760 acres. The entire closure area totals 14,320. Slide 8. All right. Next is a discussion of the environmental impacts and the resource conflicts identified in the draft DIS. This table is a side-by-side comparison of the major issues by alternative. Air quality impacts are due to the playa soil being broken up from vehicle traffic. Baseline studies were conducted at the 2017 event. The 2.5 and 10 micron dust levels are 10 to 14 times the national ambient air quality standards, but the actual amount of particulate matter could be higher since the particulate pollution maxed out the scientific instruments during the study. The Black Rock Desert fire is known to contain a naturally occurring carcinogen, silica, which when combined with iron that is also present on the playa can contribute to silicosis of the lung with repeated exposure. Under the proposed action and alternative C, as stated previously, the amounts would be above the national ambient air quality standards. This poses health risks to participants and BLM employees. Under alternative B, with a reduced population of 50,000, the 2.5 and 10 micron dust levels are anticipated to be above the national ambient air quality standards. There would still be health risks for BLM employees and participants. Under alternative D, capping the population at 80,000, the 2.5 and 10 micron dust levels are anticipated to be above the national ambient air quality standards. There would still be health risks for BLM employees and participants. While technology does not exist to measure the excessive particulate matter, we would not expect it to increase over current levels with the capped population. Next is social and economic issues for local communities. Washoe County receives the majority of the positive economic gains, while Pershing County and Pyramid Lake Indian Reservation receive most of the economic losses. Under the proposed action and alternative C, economic modeling predicts annual spending for the event at $166 million at a population of 100,000. How this revenue gets distributed is complex and wrought with uncertainty. In terms of social values, the event and its participants are primarily viewed positively by the Reno area, while many in Pershing County are opposed to the event on religious, moral, and ethical grounds. Communities along the major access routes are plagued with trash after the event and traffic issues before and after the event. Under alternative B, economic contributions would decrease in Nevada, but the potential strains on resources and budgets in communities around the event would be reduced. Economic modeling predicts annual spending for the event at $80 million at a population of 50,000. Communities along major access routes will still be plagued with trash after the event and traffic issues before and after the event, but intensity would be lessened. Under alternative D, economic contributions would be very similar to the 2018 event, and the strain on the resources and budgets in communities around the event would be less than the proposed action and alternative C, but more than alternative B. Economic modeling predicts annual spending for the event at $132.6 million at a population of 80,000. Under this alternative, no increase in the population size or related increases in the cost and demand for services would occur above the current conditions, decreasing the potential for strains on services and budget. Communities along the major access routes would be plagued with trash after the event and traffic issues before and after the event, but intensity would be less than the proposed action and alternative C, but more than alternative B. Environmental justice impacts to minority communities is mostly focused on the Pyramid Lake Indian Reservation. The main thoroughfare to the event is through the reservation and disrupts traffic, recreation, and everyday living inside the reservation boundary. Trash is left on the reservation by exiting participants. Information provided by the 2015 U.S. Environmental Protection Agency, or EPA, in their study, the average person creates 4.5 pounds of trash a day. The intensity of these impacts are believed to be lessened in severity based on the population of the event. Proposed action and alternative C, with the largest population growing to 100,000, the amount of trash left on the reservation by exiting participants is anticipated to be the highest. These alternatives could produce 4.2 million pounds of trash. Under alternative B, with a 50,000 population, the event would have less of an impact than the proposed action and alternative C. Alternative B could produce 1.8 million pounds of trash. Alternative D, with 80,000 population, would be more than B, but less than the proposed action and alternative C. At the current population, the event produces an estimated 3.4 million pounds of trash. The intensity of these impacts are believed to stabilize at the status quo. Environmental justice impacts to Native American communities would remain the same. Traffic and road maintenance issues would occur with all alternatives. An increase in population would lead to more road degradation and traffic problems. Nevada Department of Transportation provides a rating system for roads in Nevada. Though many roads were looked at and were part of the analysis, we are only talking about County Road 34. This road is a rural 2-lane roadway with a speed limit of 55 miles per hour. This road has a plus or minus 1 foot wide paved shoulder and an 8 to 10 foot dirt shoulder. This road usually only receives 440 cars a day. That's total in both directions. The rating provided by NDOT when the event is not occurring is rated at a level of a service B. Under alternative A and alternative C, with a population of 100,000, there is the potential for a level of service rating E, the worst rating there is and is highly undesirable. On County Road 34, the only way in and out of the event, the total would be around 18,430 cars a day. Under alternative B, capping the population at 50,000 would lessen the traffic volume in roadways, would operate at an acceptable level of service, around a level of service of C or B. Under alternative D, capping the population at 80,000 compared to alternative A and C would lessen the traffic volume and the roadways would seldom operate at a minimum level of service. Daily traffic volumes would be around 14,730 vehicles a day and maintain a rating of about a level of service of C. The last issue is public health and safety. The issue is having a sufficient number of BLM and public employees available to work the event to ensure public health and safety and prevent unnecessary and undue degradation to the public lands. BLM employees available to work the event would have potential impact on the event's growth. If BLM employee staffing cannot grow with the event, this would lead to possible risk for public health and safety, as well as contribute to the undue degradation of public lands. Right now, the event needs LEOs from around the nation and takes approximately 75 officers, the majority of the BLM, with a few from the United States Forest Service. Under the proposed action in alternative C, at a population of 100,000 and maintaining the officer to participant ratio, half of BLM's current estimated 200 rangers would be needed for the event. For civilian operation, 80% of the Black Rock field office staff works the event and other detailers need to be brought in from California, Utah, Idaho, and Oregon, Washington. Pershing County Sheriff's Office would need an increase in temporary personnel. Currently, the Pershing County Sheriff's Office cannot fill the positions for the event every year. Under alternative B, BLM staff and law enforcement can successfully manage an event of this size. Pershing County Sheriff's Office would most likely still need temporary personnel. Under alternative D, BLM staff and law enforcement